Police in Ohio are searching for suspects in last week's execution-style murder of 8 family members. Investigators say the killings were well planned and the killer or killers could be armed and incredibly dangerous. We've also learned that prior to the murders, a post to Facebook threatened one of the family members. CBS News correspondent David Begnaud is in Pike County, Ohio, and joins me now. David, how is the manhunt progressing on the ground?
We don't know. We don't know because we haven't gotten an update today from officials. They've been very tight-lipped. The only information that's come out has been by way of a press release. What we can tell you is what we've gotten ourselves on the ground here. I spoke with a guy named Isaiah Jones. He was taken into custody at gunpoint 48 hours ago, detained for questioned for more than 6 hours. We interviewed him. He broke down in tears, sobbing. He's a 20-year-old kid, graduated from high school recently, knew one of the victims who was killed, and apparently somebody said, hey, I think Isaiah might have done it. So the authorities pulled him over and took him out at gunpoint and took him down to the sheriff's station to interview him. He was released. He's one of more than 50 people who has been questioned and released so far. If there is a suspect, if there's a profile of one, they are not telling us. I sat down yesterday with the Attorney General for the state of Ohio and the sheriff here in Pike County and pressed them from every which way about some kind of information for a suspect, and they would not give it. Either they don't have it or they're not willing to share it. I will tell you this. I asked the Sheriff Charles Reeder, what makes you think there's more than one suspect? We've heard you guys talk about there really could be 2. I mean, they've really floated that idea that there may be more than one killer here. And the sheriff said it's because there are 4 different crime scenes. And they find it hard to believe that one person could have done everything without being caught by themselves, gotten away, and just nobody's seen it. Another thing we heard today, the father of one of the victims, Dana Roden, she was killed. Her children were also killed. I mean, think about this, Vlad. We're talking about an entire family. Dana, her ex-husband, her 3 children, killed. Her father said today, I think the person who did this was known to them because apparently Dana had a couple of dogs that the father said, and this is a quote here, those dogs would eat you if you went onto the property and they didn't know you. So that's kind of interesting. That's what we're having to use, though. We're having to deduce information from different relatives who are talking. We know that the sheriff here in Pike County has told the Roden family, you guys are the ones who are being targeted. You need to arm yourselves and you need to be vigilant. We also know that a marijuana grow operation was found at some of the crime scenes, 3 marijuana grow operations. But before you jump to a conclusion and think, oh, well, this must have been drug related, the Ohio Attorney General says it's not definite. It may have been something drug-related, it may have been gang-related, or it may have been something revenge-related, and here's why. On one of the 911 calls, the woman who calls in saying, hey, I found my sister Dana, she's dead, she makes the comment, it looks like they beat the, and she uses a curse word, they beat the you-know-what out of her. So, you know, a lot of theories, but nothing in terms of a motive that's specific.
Very disturbing. David, before I let you go, what about this death threat that was posted to Facebook? What are you learning about that?
Yeah, so that was made by a young man who we won't name because we haven't had a chance to talk to him ourselves yet. But I'll tell you this. I asked the Ohio Attorney General, are you aware of the Facebook threat? And he said, yes, we know about it. We have investigated and we continue to go down that road of speaking with that individual. We heard that that individual has been questioned by authorities. At some point, he was released. Again, we're not releasing the name yet because we want to talk to him ourselves. But yes, there was a threat on Facebook. It's got the community all abuzz. But Vlad, we're coming up on 72 hours now since these bodies were found and nothing. They have not said anything about we're looking for this kind of car, this type of individual. Zero.
David Begnaud, incredible reporting, David. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.